Welcome to the Niche Podcast, your weekly rundown of the biotech, pharma, clinical research, and life science industries. I'm your host, Dr. Noah Goodson. This week, Antitrust AI, Development AI, Expanded Approval, Mega Seeds, and Biosimilar SPACs. The views expressed on the Niche Podcast are those of the host and guests. They do not necessarily reflect the opinions of any organizations or companies with which they are affiliated. Thanks for your patience in our off week. We're back with your regularly scheduled news. I'm excited to report that we have some fun changes coming in 2022 that I think you'll really like. So stay tuned for more in the coming weeks. Microsoft set out to acquire Nuance for a bumping $19.7 billion earlier this year. The deal was originally on track to close at the end of 2021 and had most of the required buy-in, including the United States Department of Justice and Nuance's shareholders. However, the European Commission has stepped in with an antitrust probe. The probe could be business as usual, but it could be expanded on December 21st. Nuance's AI and language processing are heavily focused on the healthcare industry. Speech recognition for electronic medical records and natural language processing in a medical context are key evolving industries with potentially hundreds of billions of dollars in implications across multiple contexts, from the way doctors take notes to the workflow within a clinical setting. This isn't AI to do doctors' jobs, though there is a lot of assistance in fields like radiology. It's actually about freeing them to engage with people instead of spending hours a day typing notes into a screen. Like most industry shifts, the rise of voice capture won't be instantaneous, but across a decade, expect more systems to become highly sophisticated and standardized. This long game is why Microsoft sees $20 billion as a pretty good deal. The most likely outcome in this probe is a green light from the European Commission. However, there's no promise that it will arrive in time to close the deal in 2021. Speaking of AI, Roche is putting $150 million upfront into a mega deal with Recursion to apply sophisticated AI to drug development pipelines. In the most basic terms, this is putting tons of data about the chemical and biological properties of an agent into a specialized computer system to accelerate the drug development pipeline. This could lead to as many as 40 new development programs with a value of more than $300 million per program. No AI company has solved drug development yet, but there is consistent interest in how computers can model multiple stages of the development pipeline and accelerate the rate at which therapies can move to trials, as well as what therapies best match what conditions. Unlike the AI applications of Nuance, which has a clear iterative B2B business model, drug development AI is useful and necessary, but far less well-defined in terms of the output. Basically, it's very easy to say, using this AI saved a doctor this much time in writing notes. It's much more difficult and lengthy game to show the downstream outcomes of accelerating drug development. Still, Recursion is doing well to craft these partnerships as a standalone company, compared to other targets in this space which have generally been scooped up. To me, it suggests a confidence on their part and their ability to deliver value as a company, not just an acquisition target. Back in May, we noted the FDA approval of ZYNRELEF for post-operative surgical pain. The therapy from Heron provides significant relief for post-operative pain and decreases the need to utilize potentially addictive opioids while beating the standard of care and performance. Last week, they received expanded approval into a variety of additional surgical modalities. Now, expanded approvals don't always matter, but for Heron, this really opens up a much larger scale pipeline to up to 7 million eligible surgeries per year in the United States. An Israeli RNA targeting biotech has launched with a stunning $120 million seed round. Now, biotechs pull in $100 million plus rounds on the regular, but two things make this unique. It is technically a seed round, making it very early for this level of raise, and they're an Israeli company. There's a rich biotech and medical device industry in Israel, but this level of funding is rare to see early on. So what's the interest? Well, that's the mystery. Their website suggests a pretty wide range of therapeutic targets at this time, but their technology seems to be around RNA targeting therapies, utilizing a proprietary design platform. The big takeaway? The investing craze for all things RNA has made it to the Holy Land. The biosimilars developer Alvotech is going public through a SPAC supported by Oaktree Acquisitions Corp. with a $2.25 billion value and $450 million in net proceeds planned. We've talked about biosimilars a lot in the past, and the market continues to grow. Alvotech's lead candidate is a biosimilar to Humira, which, as the best-selling drug of all time, is a pretty common biosimilar target. Alvotech was on track to be a big winner in this space with a commercial-ready product. But in September, they saw an FDA delay on approval. You can bet AbbVie will resist as long as possible. They even tried a lawsuit that was chucked out in October. Regardless of the approval pipeline, making biosimilar monoclonal antibodies is certainly not the same as generic ibuprofen. From a development, quality control, and approvals perspective, there are significantly more complications. Until they've gone public, it'll be tough to look under the hood and see just where Alvotech stands after investing more than $1 billion over the last decade. The funds of this SPAC should be used to round out their pipeline of biosimilars and begin commercialization of their Humira biosimilar sometime in 2022. Thanks for joining me on the Niche Podcast, your weekly summary of the top news in the biotech, pharma, clinical research, and life science industries. You can learn more at thenichepod.com or find us on your favorite podcast app. Like, comment, subscribe, and most of all, share with your friends. If you like what you hear, please rate and review. It really helps us. Once again, I'm Dr. Noah Goodson. I'll see you next week.